Imagine this. You're a new recruit to the Continental Navy, and on your very first day on the job, you are woken up to a loud dinging on the bells somewhere above you. Bleary-eyed after less than 4 hours of sleep, you get out of the hammock that another sailor is about to crawl into for their meager rest, and you and 30 other sailors in the hammocks all around you all get up to start your watch aboard the Tall Ship Providence. Hello, and welcome back to another Tall Ship Tuesday. My name is Caroline, and this week we are talking about the watch system on board the original Providence, one of the very first ships drafted into the Continental Navy. Now, first things first, what is a watch? The watch is essentially the shift where a sailor is actively working on the ship. They could be steering at the helm, acting as lookout, setting sails, manning the guns, cleaning, fixing, or caring for the vessel. Essentially doing anything that needs to be done for the successful function of the ship. On Providence, these watches were 4 hours on, 4 hours off, 4 hours working, 4 hours resting, 24 hours a day. That doesn't leave a lot of time for yourself. On these watches, it was common to keep track of the time using the ship's bell that would ring every half hour. The way it was rung followed a pattern that would reset at the top of each watch. At 30 minutes, one bell would sound. At 60 minutes, two bells would sound. At 1 hour and 30 minutes, though, 3 bells would sound. But there was a break before the third bell, as these bells were grouped into sets of 2. That meant at 2 hours, it would sound like this. This repeated for the whole watch until the 4 hours was up, at which point the cycle would begin anew. If you want to learn more about the ship's bell, go ahead and check out in our description on our adventure page where we talk all about the many uses of the ship's bell. During the Revolutionary War, Providence could have as many as 75 sailors on board. While there were a few exceptions for the captain or other officers, most of the crew stood watch in this manner during their journeys. Many had specialty jobs depending on what they were most skilled at, but others would rotate through the different positions, doing what was most needed to be done on Providence during that particular watch. There wasn't always a need for all 75 crew all the time, but they almost always sailed with that many, as Providence's main job during the Revolutionary War was acting as a privateering vessel where they actually took prizes. These prizes were often British merchant ships, and in order to bring them back to shore, they needed enough people to crew the additional vessel. These 75 sailors all lived in close quarters down here in the hold of the ship. It looks like this today. But in this small space, it actually would additionally be lined with hammocks, and these hammocks were shared between watches in a system called hot bunking. Additionally, it would be lined with bags of personal belongings and food and rations. There's even a cook station all the way forward, and so it would often get very hot and cramped here below deck. Luckily, today we don't sail with 75 other people. Providence is only 60 feet long, not including the head rig, so even when we sail with 30 guests plus crew, it feels pretty cozy. To sail the ship, though, we can do it with just a few crew members. If you want an example of that, watch our video about our transit up to Maryland. Click the link up in the corner to watch that video, or the link down in the description. Have you ever stood watch on a ship? Tell us about your experience down in the comments below. And if you're interested in joining the crew of the Continental Navy, we offer tours and sails of the Tall Ship Providence to the public, so come see us in Alexandria, Virginia. Thank you all for joining the Tall Ship Providence Foundation on this Tall Ship Tuesday. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We put out new educational videos each week about maritime history, seamanship, tall ships, and even the occasional sea shanty. Until next time, we hope to see you back next week on another Tall Ship Tuesday. Bye!